Hey guys, it's Simmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 23rd of May, 2022 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. I thought tonight's Raw, if I'm going to be completely honest, was kind of average. If I'm thinking about it. I thought tonight's Raw was an average show, no better than last week. Last week was a pretty good show, but this week kind of felt like they were cruising. It was just an average at best show. So, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking this week. It wasn't a horrible show or anything. I wouldn't say it was quote unquote bad, but it wasn't great. It was just an average episode of Monday Night Raw. But with that, I do want to remind you guys, starting with the Double or Nothing review on May 29th, a week from this Sunday, just remember all of our live streams will be moving exclusively over to twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Again, that's twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. That will be the only way to watch our streams live. But remember also, soon as we are done going live on Twitch, we will then upload the podcast straight to YouTube. I'm actually going to try something that may or may not work to get it up like immediately. Not 100% sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to try something with that first review. If not, we'll then have to upload it, and it'll take however long it takes to upload. Hopefully not too long. So I'm going to try some things, but yes. We will be moving all of our live streams over to Twitch starting on Sunday, May 29th. Actually, that's this weekend, this Sunday. Not a week from Sunday. This Sunday, May 29th, with the AEW Double or Nothing review. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. If you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Just like, well, I'm going to probably say this name wrong, WHS Novan 11. Whoosh Novan 11 just recently subscribed with Amazon Prime. And all you got to do is you take that Amazon Prime account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you're Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games. Prime Gaming gives you free stuff for games, and it also gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you subscribed right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And this right now, well, that's hard for me to do. My shoulders, you can see on my nose, my shoulders are completely sunburned and blistered. My feet are so sunburned and blistered that they're swollen, and I can't wear regular shoes. I can only barely wear flip-flops. So raising my arm like that is about as high as I can do it right now until I'm in like pain. What is this on my shirt? Oh, it's a thread. Got it. But yeah, wear sunscreen, ladies and gentlemen. Just a PSA, wear a sunscreen. Told my mom I got burnt, and she freaked out because apparently I didn't know this. I had a cousin that died of skin cancer because he was a fisherman on a boat out 6-7 days a week in the ocean, not wearing sunscreen. Ended up getting skin cancer and died from it. So my mom's like, you better be wearing sunscreen. I don't care. So yes, everybody wear sunscreen when you're out in the sun, especially at the lake or in a pool, because you're going to get sunburnt even easier with the sun reflecting off the water. I mean, if you guys just want to see my, look right there. Look at that burn line. White, red. If you guys can, you can barely see it probably, but there we go. So bad. Ooh, it hurts so bad. Always wear your sunscreen. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Remember, all super chats do get read live on the air. Also, remember, you can hit that join button down below to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. This week, actually, I think Wednesday, I will be putting out our Double or Nothing graphics package for you guys to have, for you guys to use, for you guys to do what you want with. Just remember, if you do use it, please give us credit that you did get it from us here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, through our Patreon. And finally, when I say Patreon, you can get all them perks, but in a more easy to find area, patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Chase Douglas says, Tim, do you wear sunscreen? So when I was younger, I would never burn. I would go out to the lake or the pool or the beach or whatever, and maybe I'd get a tiny bit red, but by morning the next day, brown, tan, doesn't matter. So I guess maybe the older you get, the more susceptible to the sun you are and your skin burning and stuff. Because like my feet, I don't want to show you on camera. If you go back to my Twitch stream from yesterday, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, or my Twitter, twitter.com/TimmyBuddy, you can see the video there where I showed my feet all swollen up. Ooh, it's bad. Ooh, it's bad. Like I can barely walk right now without being in pain. But yes, wear your sunscreen. Cable says calamine lotion. I put aloe vera on. So yeah, I put aloe vera on already, so that should help me with that. But with that, also remember to hit up the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy a game, whether that's a new game, an old game, claim a free game, or get some bucks. Whether that's for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, get some bucks, do some stuff, and use the creator code PW Unlimited. Again, the creator code PW Unlimited at checkout. You will be supporting us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But with that, we've got Monday Night Raw to talk about. Let's load these notes up. Here we go. So the show opens up, and there's a video package of the Usos beating RK Bro to unify the tag team championships last week on SmackDown. Riddle. It was then announced that Riddle will team with the Street Profits tonight against the team of the Usos and Sami Zayn. Jimmy Smith said that it was a surprise to see Riddle wrestling tonight after being splashed through a table on Friday after the match. Riddle came out alone. Give me a second, I need to take a drink. And my water bottle's empty. Well, that's just great. Riddle came out alone, and the crowd chanted for him. Riddle said he was disappointed and emotional. He called Randy Orton his best friend, his dude, his mentor, his bro. Man he looks up to. Riddle said that the last couple of years have been hard on Orton, particularly the past few months. Riddle said that Orton had a bad back and can barely walk before the unification match. Riddle said that Orton was not here because now, well, he can't. Riddle said that Orton knew how much the match meant to him and to all the fans, so he went through with it. He said that they lost. He wanted to give the Usos credit, but he hated the way that he lost. He called Roman Reigns a tribal piece of trash and promised to get vengeance on Roman Reigns, the Usos, and anybody else associated with the bloodline. He said he said he will get this revenge before his career is over. Riddle said that he loved and appreciated Orton, but he didn't know what the future holds for RK Bro. He said he didn't even know if they'll ever team together again as a team. He knew that Randy was watching and told the crowd to please chant RK Bro, RK Bro, RK Bro. The announcers then ran down the rest of the card for the night. Well, not the rest, but some more of the card for the night. There was a countdown to Cody Rhodes, his match against The Miz at the 10 p.m. hour. Rhodes would be on at the top of the 10 p.m. hour. They also told us about Bobby Lashley and his Almighty Challenge. The Usos cut a pre-match promo saying that they accomplished what they said they would. They took out Orton and ended RK Bro. It had kids and grown men crying. Riddle attacked the Usos during their entrance, and the Street Profits joined in. Officials tried to separate everyone, and they went to the break. About 22 minutes into the show, we finally get our first match. It was Sami Zayn wearing a Bloodline shirt and the Usos against Riddle and the Street Profits. Sami Zayn started off this match. They're going back and forth and this and that. And they go to a break about 4 minutes in after the Usos super kicked Montez Ford out of the ring. Ford attempted to come back, but the Usos wiped out his partners. Ford returned the favor and knocked Zayn and Jimmy Uso off the apron before giving Jay an enziguri. Riddle made the hot tag and hit Jimmy with a knee strike before handing out forearms, suplexes, and sentons to Jimmy and Zayn. Angelo Dawkins took out the Usos before Ford wiped them out with a dive. Riddle then gave Zayn a draping DDT before chasing the Usos off the apron. The Usos eventually decided just to leave as Riddle planted Zayn with an RKO. Riddle then pinned him and picked up the victory. So there we go. Riddle pins Sami Zayn. Riddle, Dawkins, and Ford all did the, I don't even think I could do it. The Randy Orton pose. More like the, I don't know, the Randy Orton pose. I can't get my arm up like that right now. Randy Orton pose at the end of the match. They then announced again that there would be a rematch, possibly. Well, no, actually, this was officially announced. Bobby Lashley versus Omos at Hell in a Cell. Like, how many freaking times do we need this match? WrestleMania Backlash, Hell in a Cell. And to be honest, I would not be shocked if this was a cell match. I would not at all be surprised if this ends up being a dang-nab cell match. So Lashley comes out and says he was in a good mood after beating Omos in the steel cage match last week. But he knew that their war wasn't over and wasn't surprised to learn that they'd be fighting at Hell in a Cell. Where was I? Lashley then invited Omos and MVP to come out now. MVP complained about last week's result and blamed it on a faulty equipment. Lashley announced his challenge. He said that tonight he wants a match. And if he wins, he gets to choose a stipulation for Hell in a Cell. If he loses, they get to choose a stipulation for Hell in a Cell. But he's not going to be facing Omos. No. He says, I got some unfinished business with MVP. MVP said that he made Lashley before Lashley. He made Lashley before Lashley made himself, and said that he's the one who made Lashley an MVP. Lashley then threatened to put MVP in the Hurt Lock. MVP tried a poorly planned sneak attack. Omos tried to distract, but it did not work. MVP versus Bobby Lashley was announced for later on in the day. Or in the night, whatever you want to call it. Wasn't much to the segment other than setting up Bobby Lashley and MVP. So going forward, they had an announcement that WWE will be returning to Saudi Arabia with a Crown Jewel event on November 5th. That is a Saturday. Backstage, Dana Brooke was in Adam Pearce's office. She says she wanted a future women's title match. And then she was about to leave when Becky Lynch barged in, wearing just the Jester of Jester shirts, like or something. I don't even know what the hell Becky was wearing with this shirt. So, going forward, Becky Lynch basically said that Asuka cheated last week. She wanted another shot. She wanted to be in the match, getting the title shot at Hell in a Cell. And Adam Pearce goes, well, you both kind of tried to cheat. She just won. So here's what I'll do. You versus Asuka again tonight. If you win, you get the match at Hell in a Cell. And Becky's like, okay. He goes, no. You get to be in the match at Hell in a Cell. If you win, it'll be a triple threat. And Becky goes, what? He's like, we're good. We're signed. We're doing it. You win tonight, triple threat at Hell in a Cell. If you lose, it stays a singles match. Lynch at first was delighted, but then not so when she was finally realized what was going on. So then we had Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley come out like 5 minutes or so before the top of the hour, and then they go to commercial. They come back after the top of the hour, like 1 minute, 2 minutes past. They're still in the ring, and they haven't done nothing. Finally, they tried to be Roman Reigns. Instead of saying, acknowledge me, Damian Priest said, all rise for the Judgment Day. And he's looking around, and some people stand up. He goes, I said, all rise. And he goes to the other side of the ring, all rise. And he goes to the other side of the ring over by the announce desk. Oh, I said, all rise. And it looked like the majority of people were standing. Yes, and Magma Lord. Becky looked like she was wearing a pirate blouse. Regardless, Edge said that he wasn't chosen to be a top guy like John Cena. He was a miracle of his own. He was a miracle of his own hard work. He went on again about the fans being sheep who just do whatever their bosses tell them. He said anyone who joined them would have the opportunity to crash through the glass ceiling the way that he did many years ago. Edge wondered who's next to join their group. Tommaso Ciampa, Corey Graves, Alexa Bliss, Drew McIntyre, Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, AJ Styles. Told AJ that if he joined them, his kids can call him Uncle Edge. Also, there was a Liv Morgan reference technically on BTE this morning. Oh, I just hit my foot on the desk and that hurt. So the Young Bucks got this saying, apparently it's live, love, super kick. And so they're talking, they got Bobby Fish on screen, and they're like, live. He's like, Morgan? It was whatever. But a mixed tag team match was Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest against Liv Morgan and AJ Styles. Match goes about 11.5 minutes. Morgan took control early over Ripley and wiped her out with a dive before Styles clocked Priest with a sliding knee off the apron. Morgan and Styles were in control for a fair bit of this before Ripley distracted Styles, allowing Priest to slam him under the apron, leading to a commercial break. Styles gave Priest a Pele kick and made the hot tag to Morgan, who knocked down Ripley with a missile drop kick and a code breaker. But Edge, with the drop kick and a code breaker, but Edge put Ripley's leg on the bottom rope to break the hold. Styles then attacked Edge after Priest tried to save him. Styles knocked him down too. Morgan attempted the Oblivion, but Edge held Ripley's pants to help block the move. Morgan fell and Ripley cradled her to pick up the victory, so Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan do pick up the victory. Styles went after Edge after the match, but the trio teamed up on him. Edge and Priest gave Styles their spear leg sweep, and Ripley powerbombed Morgan. Crowd started chanting for Finn Balor, but no Finn Balor. Finn, nowhere to be seen tonight. Not sure if he was even there. In the back, Miz told Kevin Patrick that he, like Seth Rollins, was sick of Cody Rhodes and said that you can't trust a man with a neck tattoo. Miz said that Rhodes could never beat him 6 years ago, and now his ego was so out of control that he had more fireworks than the 4th of July. Miz called himself the Kardashian of the Kim Kardashian of the WWE because people always wanted to know what he's doing. He's like, Cody's always over here talking about himself. It's not like I'm trying to plug my upcoming 3rd season of Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network. Coming up on, I want to say June. What date is that? June 6th? I want to say something like that. So then we had Jerry the King Lawler come out for the King's Court. And I was like, whoa, when was this announced? Jerry Lawler? Okay, what did I miss? So Lawler came out and announced that his guest would be Veer Mahan. Mahan came down and just started staring down Lawler. Lawler asked why he targeted Ray and Dominic. The Dominics! He literally called them the Dominics instead of the Mysterios. Lawler joked and thought that it was because of a joke that Ray supposedly told him. Quote, Mahan was so hairy that when he walks his dog, people pet him. And Dominic told them Mahan was so hairy that Bigfoot took a picture of him. Mahan grabbed the mic after not wanting to talk. He called Ray a legend, but he's a legend who's too concerned with his little boy. That makes Ray weak, so he took them both out. Mahan wondered if he smelled fear on Jerry Lawler, and Lawler goes, no, that's probably just my cheap cologne you're smelling. Mahan threatened to go after Lawler, but Ray and Dominic would march out. They managed to fend off Mahan, who backed away and didn't do anything. Oh, sunburn is bad, Hot Rod Bubba. I'll just do this for a second. Whoop. That's not the same color of my shirt. Sunburn is bad. Sarah Schreiber asked Alexa Bliss about, returning and her recent matches with Sonya Deville. Bliss sarcastically suggested that Deville seek therapy. Said maybe she needs therapy. I know the therapy works. Look at me. But I'm looking forward to facing my old friend, my old partner, Nikki ASH. And so this match was next. It was a 3-minute match. Alexa Bliss versus Nikki ASH. As Nikki entered, Graves mentioned that Sasha Banks and Naomi left last week and disappointed the WWE Universe. Yes, Bliss with new theme song, Gomez. Really not much happened here. Alexa dominated the entire thing and won with the Twisted Bliss in 3 minutes. Not anything to recap at all. Kevin Patrick interviewed Seth Rollins about Cody Rhodes. Rollins said that fans used to sing his song every night in every city, and now all he hears are Cody chants. And it's made him physically ill to hear that name. He couldn't believe that there was a Cody countdown clock, wondering where the countdown clock was for him. He said that there was no clock in his head and asked, quote, what happens when the clock strikes 0? And then cackled. Cody came out for his match. He gave his weight belt to a fan in the front row. Remember that. Then before they do the Cody match, there was an Asuka video package followed by an interview. Asuka told Sarah Schreiber that Lynch was not ready for her last week because, she was too busy crying. She cried so much that she got a rematch. Asuka planned on beating her again and turning her into Big Time Baby. Not Big Time Bex, Big Time Baby. Then we got a just sub 9-minute match. Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. But here's the weird thing. Just like with the the Judgment Day stuff. Rhodes comes out about 5-6 minutes before the top of the hour. But the match doesn't start till like 2 or 3 minutes after the top of the hour. So those fools sitting out there for almost 10 minutes. So Rhodes was in control early until Miz crotched him on the top rope and booted him to the outside. After a commercial break, about 3 minutes in, Miz was in control, but he runs so slow that Rhodes was able to dodge a corner clothesline. Rhodes followed this up with the power slam, Cody cutter, and a figure 4, but Miz got to the ropes for the break. Rhodes went to the top rope, perhaps for a moonsault to the outside or something, but Rollins would run down and shoved him off for the DQ. Rhodes was then double teamed by The Miz and Rollins. Rollins then drove Rhodes into the steel step, and Rhodes sold it like he tweaked his knee. He looked like he hit his knee awkward. Wrong, not in a good way. He said he dinged it later on. As Rollins was leaving, he yanked Rhodes' weight belt from the fan in the front row. Rollins then hit Rhodes with it a couple of times across the back. Rhodes slowly got back to his feet as the fans chanted for him. He grabbed the belt, limped over to the fan, and gave it back to him before leaving with help from the referee. The match was kind of a waste of time, to be honest, almost a waste of 9-10 minutes. And I thought that they could have done this with just a Cody talking segment and then Seth attacking him from behind and like ripping his coat jacket or his suit jacket off. And I really thought that this would have been better served as just like Cody out there talking and then Seth attacking from behind or something. But hey, to each their own, whatever. It was all right. It was just to get over Cody taking the belt shots. Next up, we had Ezekiel against Chad Gable. I mean, if this show wasn't full of rematches. 4.5 minutes. Owen said at ringside near commentary. He wasn't technically on commentary, but loud enough where we can hear him. He's yelling at Elias. Otis tripped Ezekiel at one point, which allowed Gable to attack and target the leg. Ezekiel got his feet up on a moonsault attempt and followed this up with a Stinger splash. Otis then decked Ezekiel as Gable distracted the referee, but the ref still figured out what happened and tossed Otis from ringside. Could have just been a DQ, but whatever. The ref then turned around just in time to see Owens was able to attack Ezekiel, so he got tossed as well. Ezekiel then rolled up Gable and picked up the victory. After the match, they tried to attack Ezekiel, but he bailed through the crowd. Owens had said that he was sick of this and challenged Ezekiel to a match at Hell in a Cell that Ezekiel accepted. And let me check if WWE has made that match official yet. I mean, they wouldn't do the whole, I'm making the challenge and I accept without it being official. So yes, WWE has stated that Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens is official for Hell in a Cell. So that's, yep, 2 new matches technically tonight for the show. 3. We had Omos and Bobby Lashley announced for Hell in a Cell. Becky getting added, spoiler, which you shouldn't be watching this review if you don't know that already. Becky being added to the women's title match, which is a change. And Ezekiel versus Owens. In the back, oh, I just bumped my foot again. So in the back, Kevin Patrick interviewed Rhodes as he left the trainer's room. Rhodes said that he dinged up his knee and could still put weight on it, but good news. That was good news for him. Bad news for Rollins. That even though the knee was dinged, he still were good to go. He said that it was, dawning on Rollins that he was able to go 0-3. That it's possible that Cody beats him for a 3rd time. Instead of Rollins wanted to finish the job at Hell in a Cell, Rhodes will be waiting for him. Next up, we had MVP versus Bobby Lashley, and this was dumb. It went 3 minutes, and this was not really any good. MVP stalled, and then feigned an injury to distract the referee, which led Omos to deck Lashley with the clothesline. MVP then followed this up with a running boot, but Lashley came back with a flatliner before driving MVP into the ring post. Omos was about to attack Lashley from the outside, but Lashley fought him off, and the ref called for the bell. Initially, I thought DQ, but no. Count out. So the ref, this is AEW level stupid ref. So the ref saw Bobby Lashley and Omos fighting, but didn't call a DQ and kept counting. And then did the count out. That's AEW levels stupid ref, if I'm going to say so. You'd think the ref would either jump out there to break it up or call for the DQ. No, he's just in the ring. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ring the bell, count out. Really? Fucker? Lashley was disappointed that he got counted out, which means that MVP, he then put MVP in the Hurt Lock, but it means that MVP and Omos get to pick the stipulation for Hell in a Cell. I would not be shocked one iota if they make this a cell match. We then get the word that Lacey Evans returns to action next week. Then I'm going to do my little rundown. How long it took for this next match to start. 20 minutes left in the show. Bianca makes her way out. We go to commercial. 15 minutes left in the show. Asuka comes out. Becky comes out. A little over 12 minutes left in the show. The match begins. 2 minutes later, we go to break. Come back 4 minutes later, and now the match is going. It's an 11.5-minute match. Really, all that wasted time. All that wasted time. Oh, foot is so stiff. So at one point they collided with clotheslines, which led to dueling chants from the crowd. Asuka followed this up with the German suplex, a running hip attack, some strikes, and a sliding knee for a 2. Lynch tried to go for the cover with her feet on the ropes, but Asuka kicked out and hit a code breaker for a 2. Asuka followed up with a superplex off the middle rope and got a 2 as well. Lynch dodged a running hip attack and applied a disarmor between the ropes. Asuka fought back with some strikes before knocking her out of the ring with a running hip attack. Asuka then hit a knee strike, and Lynch fell into Belair's lap. Asuka tried to kick, but Lynch ducked, and Asuka nailed Belair in the head. Lynch then drove Asuka into the table before Asuka scrambled back into the ring to avoid a 10 count, but Lynch rolled her up and picked up the pinfall victory. So Lynch pins Asuka, and it is now a triple threat at the pay-per-view for the Raw Women's Championship. And next week, we will be getting Asuka versus Becky Lynch. No, Asuka versus Bianca Belair in a singles match. Ooh, breaking news from Raw Talk. I was wrong. This match between Bobby Lashley and Omos will not be a Hell in a Cell match as I predicted. MVP on Raw Talk, it says right here on Twitter. Actually, I'll pull this up for you guys to see. Pull this up on the screen. So this says, breaking. The 305 MVP just announced that it will be a handicap match at Hell in a Cell for the Almighty One. The Giant Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley. So there we go, guys. It will be a handicap match. Omos and MVP against Lashley. But with that, guys, that was WWE Monday Night Raw. I thought an average show. Nothing spectacular here. I do got to give them kudos for announcing 3 new matches on one show for the pay-per-view. Usually they only announce maybe like 1 at a time, maybe 2. But kudos for WWE announcing so much at once. But with that, now I want to know what you guys thought of tonight's show. Remember, you could put a super chat in the YouTube chat. You can text in to 510-906-1341 or submit your chats on Twitch by hitting that donate button down below. First, I want to check the polls to see what you guys thought. As far as the Twitch poll does go, everybody thought Raw was good. Everybody liked it. Interesting. 100% liked tonight's show. As far as the Twitter poll does go, let's get that loaded up here. 44% liked the show. 34% did not like the show, and 20% thought it was just all right. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 64% liked it. 25% thought it was just all right, and 11% did not like Raw. As far as the text messages do go, this person says, after Mustafa Ali's feud with The Miz ends, do you see him winning a title in WWE? So I don't know what's going on with him and The Miz. Miz didn't even mention him tonight, and no winning titles. It says, do you think WWE would go back to 2 main titles and tag titles? If so, when? I mean, if they are going to, probably right around next year's, I'm going to predict Mania time next year. Maybe. This person says, I thought the action was solid, although Raw had a slow first hour. I can see that. Says, do you think Bianca Belair can overcome all hurdles to remain Raw Women's Championship against Becky and Asuka at Hell in a Cell? Yes. I think Bianca will retain, leading to her and Becky maybe at SummerSlam. As we said, I think Raw did good tonight. Keep doing an amazing job. PWU Unlimited. If WWE do future Women's Tag Team Championships tournament, I think Xia Li and Aaliyah should be a team. I can see that one happening. Just 2 randoms put together that aren't really doing anything else. Honestly, if you're going to do something like that, I could see them making, because they've been bickering so much, Aaliyah and Shotzi be forced to team together. But we'll see when they actually do that tournament. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. We'll be back live on Wednesday for the AEW Dynamite Go Home show. It's the final Dynamite before the pay-per-view this weekend. So with that, guys, I will see you back live on Wednesday. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching on Twitch, I'm going to go hit up a raid really fast. Oh.